Alright guys, I'm going to do a little reloading video here, just show some of the different methods and some of the loads I'm using here with a little personal experience that I've had. I'm going to be loading on a Mech 600 Mark V. Had this press about 14 years now, and it's been good press for me. It's just a single stage 12 gauge press. I haven't seen the need to upgrade or try anything different, so works really well for me. What I'm loading here now, I got two different wads to talk about. Start out here. If you guys have seen these wads before, they're both clay busters, so I just wanted to point it out. They're two of their light payload wads. This one here is the CB0178 for 7/8 ounce. This is a specific 7/8 ounce wad. You're not going to be able to get 1 ounce of shot in these. A lot of guys just load 7/8 ounce in their 1 ounce wads and do that. This one here may look like the CB1100, but it's actually their new 0175 3/4 ounce wad. You can see these two wads here, they're identical in construction and column height, everything. You can actually use the same load data for both, as long as you're using the proper amount of shot there and whatever amount of powder that you need for the velocity you want. You can see here the difference is there's a molded in plastic hump in the center, just takes up that extra space from the 3/4 ounce payload there, so it gives you a nice crimp, keeps the shot full to the top. I actually just started loading 7/8 ounce a couple months ago, and I just decided, after trying a few hundred rounds of those, to experiment with 3/4 ounce and see if that would even work for me. Due to the price of lead, and lead being the most expensive component in reloading, that's what kind of drew me into this, just to look for other options, coming down from 1 1/8 ounce. And from my experience, my scores have gone up. I actually shot my second straight ever this weekend with the 3/4 ounce shells. So it's just, I'm done with 7/8 ounce even. I just strictly load 3/4 ounce now for practice and my league shoots. They work really well for me, and I'm shooting a pump gun now. I just really like and enjoy that, shooting a pump for skeet, and with the 3/4 ounce loads, they help a lot with the recoil. Pretty much with these, it's just you're just shooting the bird. You're not even thinking about the gun going off. The recoil is just, they're snappy enough so you feel like you're shooting a 12 gauge. Like they have a nice bark to them and good feedback, so you don't feel like you're just popping away at the birds. And they really do. If you do your part, they hammer the clays good. You get good feedback on the birds, and you're not going to lose any confidence. That's just my experience, but we'll go ahead and load one up here. I got 15 grains on the scale, which is pushing these loads with Win 209 primer and Remington hulls here. I'm using gun clubs. That's pushing them about 1,275 feet per second, which is, I think, from what I've experimented with, I've tried some slower loads around 1,200, and I think that 1,250 to 1,275 range is just ideal for skeet. I think they hit the clays harder, and it helps with the leads, and you're not getting a ton of excess recoil by going to 13 to 1350 like some guys are. I think you're just wasting powder. I'm using Alliant Extra Light powder, which is a real good powder. It's pretty much the best thing going right now for 7/8 and 3/4 ounce 12 gauge. It's pretty much the fastest burning shot shell powder that you can buy. It's about the same price as any of their powders like Red Dot or any of their other Target powders. It's extremely clean burning. The pressures are they're mild pressures, and it works amazing for the 3/4 ounce. I probably wouldn't use any other powder if you're going to be loading these. Go ahead and put this one back in here. Set down the camera for a second. You always want to make sure you use a scale. I wasn't too serious into reloading before, and I was using factory ammo more than I was reloads, and I never used a scale. I just went off the bushing charts, which, it's usually the bushings run lower, so you're not going to get in any trouble, but you don't really know. So I kind of wised up and got a scale, especially messing with these fast burning powders and stuff now, just for that added safety. And it is nice knowing exactly how much powder you're dropping. But we got the 3/4 ounce wad on here. Goes in just like any other wad. That hump doesn't get in the way. It's designed so it fits right up in the drop tube there, so it's actually firmly seated on the bottom of the cup. See, we got just enough wad pressure to see it move. 3/4 ounce charge bar. I'll show you. This right here, I got a mix of 7.5 and 8s in there, just because that's all I could get with 7.5s, and I had some 8s left. I just mixed them together to give me, a little more pellet count. But you can see this charge bar, if you're using just 8s and you got the bottle about 3/4 of the way full, it'll drop right on the money at 750. But with 7.5 shot, it'll drop around 0.730. So it's a little bit less than 3/4 of an ounce, but it's minuscule. It's maybe 4 or 5 BBs worth. We'll go ahead here and start crimp. Just show you how one looks here with these wads, so you can get an idea. Makes a really good crimp. With this powder, the crimp is it's pretty much flush. It's just slightly dished. I don't even think you would call that dished, honestly, but the good thing is, especially if you're using a single stage, if your crimps are really full, you're going to get more bulging at the rim here, which is a big deal on the progressives, because most of them have that a tapering die, but on the single stage you don't have that, so it's kind of better to have just a slight dish in the center to help pull in the edges here. So you can see it makes a really nice reload. 3/4 of an ounce a shot. I mean, you can't complain. If any guys are thinking about trying them out, I definitely would recommend it, especially with the price of shot right now, and it's been hard to get here. It's when you can find it, you're going to be looking, you know, at $40 to $50 a bag for new shot. I would definitely, if you haven't switched out from 1 1/8 or you're still shooting 1 ounce or whatever, I would definitely recommend giving one of these new Claybuster wads a chance, whether it be 7/8 or if you want to go all the way to 3/4 of an ounce. Get yourself some red dot or the extra light or clays, whatever. They got recipes for all of those powders that I just listed, so yeah, give it a shot. I think you'll be pretty pleased with it. Thanks for watching, guys.